Today, on Be Something Wonderful, mind-blowing imaginal technique that makes your reality magical. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Big video for you today. I want to talk about this powerful creator that I talked with yesterday. And when we had first talked, she had not heard from her ex-boyfriend, who she wanted to reunite with, right? For the very least, just to catch up and hug and give him a hug and tell him that everything's okay and all of this stuff. This is what she was explaining. Since last fall, apparently she had not seen him. And we had talked and she was imagining and all of that stuff, right? She's a powerful creator. And she goes, Tom, I'm really struggling with, maybe it's my self-concept or there's something wrong with what I'm doing. And she goes, there was so much to change. And I said, well, look, stop trying to change everything, right? Stop working on your self-concept. Remember, you're a multidimensional being. Stop invalidating realities and identities that you no longer prefer. You just no longer prefer them. So it's really not about that. We talked about this idea that all realities exist, that you're creating your past, present, and future from your current identity, from who you're defining yourself as right now. But at the same time, as you imagine something or as you remember something from the past, the way you would like it to be, you're also at the same time creating who you are in this moment. It's the law of reciprocity. There's a reciprocal relationship between who you're being and what you're remembering and creating, what you're remembering in the past or creating, because you're creating the past from the present moment, from this present identity, or creating your linear future, because it's all happening now. You're creating the past, present, and future from this moment and now by who you're deciding to be, by what you're believing and assuming. But at the same time, as you remember a past event the way you would like it to be, or imagine a future event the way you would like it to roll out, you're creating it. You're creating who you are at the same time. I want to hit all of this today and more. And so you're an infinite multi. So stop invalidating versions of you. Stop invalidating identities and realities that you no longer prefer. And instead, create that frame. It doesn't matter what that, remember, all frozen frames of potential or reality exist, past, present, and future. Right there, there's no such thing as past lives. All your lives exist right now. All those possible frames of past, present, and future events, all those probabilities exist right now. And you thread them together by your story. And one of the most powerful ways to change your story is create and insert an ideal, perfect frame of how you would like things to be. Whether you're remembering in the past or you're imagining in the future, create that perfect frame and insert it into what you believe is this linear lifeline or linear reality that you're living. In other words, remember something from the past, a new frame that maybe she reunited. That's what she really wanted with her ex-boyfriend, right? Or put it in the future. It doesn't matter where you insert it, because wherever you insert it, it changes all other frames. It changes the entire story. You essentially rethread that linear experience. You create a new thread, new frames, right? With other frozen frames of reality that make more sense to this ideal frame that you're creating. So you don't have to, it's not about changing any identity. They're all valid. Not changing any reality. They're all valid. It's about moving to the new one. And the most powerful way to do that is just like Neville Goddard and others talk about imagining that future scene or that future outcome. Imagine that frozen frame of potential. They all exist. So just imagine the one you would like to remember. Any moment. Because it changes all other moments. It changes your entire story. Here's the thing, and it was such an amazing conversation yesterday. Almost 3 weeks later, after she just decided, okay, I am that I am. There's nothing to change here. It's choosing, right? She created a frame of them just reuniting, right? She didn't even have words spoken. They were just smiling and hugging each other, right? And so a new restaurant opened in the worst part of the city that she lives in. So her and a friend, it was getting rave reviews. So her and a friend decide to go. And lo and behold, this is what makes reality magical, right? When you're not trying to change and invalidate any reality or any identity, and you're just creating a frame and inserting it where you would like to see it in your reality. It doesn't matter, right? It changes the whole linear thread of events. She runs into that specific person or her ex-boyfriend with his buddy. And they both say almost at the same time, I never go to this place or this part of town. It's a new restaurant, right? I never go to this part of town. No one goes to that part of town. It's the worst part of town. But they both went, and they both went to this opening of this restaurant, and they sat together, all four of them. We don't know where this is going to go. She's going to keep me updated. But that's powerful. I want to show you what we're talking about today. Your past, remember, is not cause of and did not create your present self-concept. Do you see it? Who you are right now decides everything. But there is a reciprocity. But remember, that past does not exist. You're only remembering it from the now moment, from who you are now and creating it. So whether you're assuming and believing a new concept of yourself or inserting a new past event, you're changing everything. You're changing who you are, who you were, and who you will be. Your past is not source of what you believe or assume about yourself. It's not source of anything, right? Your current beliefs and assumptions about yourself create, cause, and are source of your entire life experience. Past, present, and future, all of it, all of you, right here and right now. We've talked about that, so that's not too new, but I wanted to revisit that as we revisit this idea of this powerful imaginal technique. The present is your point of power. This is what Seth, through Jane Roberts, the non-physical entity that was channeled through Jane Roberts in the 70s. The present is your point of power. In other words, the present is your source of source energy. You are source energy, all possibilities. The point of powers in the present mean all frozen frames of realities, past, present, and future. All your lives exist right now by who you're deciding to be. This is powerful. Memories are simply imaginal images, shaped and formed by your assumptions and beliefs. Do you see it? You create those memories now. You're not remembering something that existed in the past. You're creating that image. You're creating that reality. You're creating that memory right now by what you assume and believe about yourself and reality, right? All memories or imaginal images exist in potential within you as that multidimensional, limitless source of all that is, or I am awareness. They all exist. All potential frozen frames of reality or potential possibilities exist within you. So it's not about past lives. All your lives are going on right now. All realities are going on right now. But the ones that you experience or remember are given form or life by your assumptions and beliefs about yourself right now. So all memories, all imaginal images exist in potential within you as that multidimensional, limitless source, all that is, that I am awareness, that being that you are. But the ones that you experience or remember are given form or life by your assumptions and beliefs about yourself right now, that self-concept. So there's nothing wrong with the self-concept. It's just deciding who do you want to be. There's nothing wrong with any of them or any of those realities. They are frozen. These experiences or memories are frozen frames of light and potential brought to life by your self-concept. In other words, who you are deciding to be right now. But just as you do that, you can focus on, create, light up a frozen frame, an ideal frame, and insert it somewhere in the past, present, or future. It doesn't matter where, right? Whether you're imagining it or remembering it or seeing it right now within you. That changes who you are as well. It's reciprocal. You can't separate who you are from your experience. This is powerful. We're going to get to this a little bit more. In other words, what you think and feel about yourself, what you believe and assume to be true of you, the conviction of I am that I am, create the memories or images that appear to justify your beliefs and assumptions. Do you see it? So you're not remembering any facts there, you're creating them. And by who you decide you are, by what you're thinking, believing, and assuming about yourself in this moment, you create the memories that justify that belief. You create the stories in the past, present, and future that justify who you are right now. Right? Your present beliefs, this is what Seth through Jane Roberts says, your present beliefs structure, or in other words, create the memories which will parade before you now. And what you remember will then seem to justify the beliefs. Wow. Do you see it? Your present beliefs, your present assumptions about who you are, your reality. Create those memories, structure those frozen frames of light. They thread those frozen frames of light, right? You create a thread, a linear thread, a horizontal structure to those frames. And what you remember will seem to justify those beliefs. It's all created now. This is powerful. New concepts or new conceptions of self equal a new experience of reality. But at the same time, it's reciprocal. So as you light up, as you create a perfect ideal frame of what you remember, of what you want as a memory of the past, or what you want as an imaginal scene of the future, you also create a new conception of yourself. Remember, those are reciprocal. It's all done. It's the simultaneity of reality. It's all now. It's all you. You are everything, everywhere, all at once. This is powerful. It's not about trying to fix, improve, or work on any one potential self-concept. It's about choosing and calling forth a new possibility out of that infinite, multidimensional, conceptual self that you are. Whew, that's powerful. Trying to change, fix, improve, or work on any one aspect or concept of self recreates it and makes it more real, a reality in your experience. You're not fixing anything, you just keep recreating it. Something to fix, something to improve, something to work on. Right? So it's not about invalidating any self or reality, any version of you or any reality. It's about choosing your preferred concept or conception of self. Who do you say I am, as Jesus asked his disciples in Matthew 16:15. That's powerful. And stop asking the question, what is wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Because those questions create something wrong. Right? You create the reality that's wrong. You create the memory that's wrong. You create the future imaginal scene that's wrong. These questions only limit you more and create the proof and evidence to support your beliefs and assumptions that something is wrong. You're putting it there. There's no power and there are no answers in the past. Absolutely no power, no reality, no answers in the past. Right? It's all in the present. What is wrong? That question itself. This is what Seth through Jane Roberts says. That question itself becomes a format through which experience is seen. And itself represents one of the main reasons for all limitations, physical, psychic, and spiritual. Wow. One of the main reasons is that question. Because you're forming your entire life experience around that question. That's powerful. Remember, memory is a mental image, an imagined scene. And remembering is an imaginal act. Do you see it? You're always really remembering reality, past, present, and future. Because all of those frozen frames already exist. Creation is finished. And if creation is finished, then you must be remembering creation. You must be remembering some frozen frames. In the story you tell, the frame you light up, those get threaded together into a horizontal experience so you can have the experience of it. Right? Any one frame has no meaning. You give it the meaning by threading a story, a linear horizontal experience around that frame. These frozen frames of light and potential, they all exist, all potential. right? Not just the ones you're remembering. All of them exist. Do you see it? You can change your entire life experience, past, present, and future, here and now, by invoking the law of reciprocity, the cause equals effect, that it's not linear, that your point of power is now in the present, that as you remember a preferred ideal frozen frame, and as you insert that into your linear experience, past, present, or future, you change the entire experience. You change the entire lifeline or timeline or film roll, because it threads together entirely new frames of frozen light around that image. Past, present, and future. That's powerful. And that not only changes that experience, it changes who you are at the same time. Or when you change who you are, you're changing that linear experience. It's reciprocal, right? It's the law of reciprocity. If a past memory, hear this, can create, shape, and influence who you believe and assume yourself to be in the present, in other words, it can influence, change, and influence and shape your self-concept, then who you believe and assume yourself to be in the present can change, shape, and influence your past or future or present or any frame of reality. Do you see the reciprocal relationship? The same goes for the future. When you are imagining the future, you're remembering it now in the present, because there is no future or past. All probable, possible past, presents, and futures, plural, exist here and now. Past lives means all lives exist here and now. So reality doesn't change. The frozen frames don't change. Creation's finished. All potential frozen frames of light exist. There they are. In that violet color, infinite possibilities. It's your story that changes. The linear threading of those frozen frames is what changes. I love that. The linear threading, right? Like a needle, you're threading those frames. Or how you remember, that creates the invisible linear thread that tells the story. How you remember those frames, right? Because all frames, past, present, or future, creates the invisible linear thread that tells the story. Do you see it? There's that linear lifeline, the present frame, that blue solid frame appearing to be your solid present, right? That solid present, where you have that future, I have that in orange, and you have your past. I have that in black. But those are always changing according to who you're being. But it's depending on the frozen frame that you light up, the frozen frame that you insert anywhere in your experience. Remembering and imagining a desired outcome, an imaginal frame of how you would like or would have liked, right? How you would like in the future, or would have liked in the past, that imaginal frame, things to be, bends time and space and creates a new threading of the frames. Wow. The frames change, the threading changes, a whole new past, present, and future, a whole new experience. Wow, that's powerful. So this is your remembered imagined frame. That can be inserted into your remembered past or into your imagined future, into your remembered past or your imagined future. It can be inserted anywhere. Do you see it? So you're still enjoying that linear experience, but you're just creating the frame. You could insert it anywhere. And all from your remembered and imagined present. You're inserting it all from here. So there you are. This is your experience right now, where you're remembering some things that you believe happened, and you're imagining some things that you would like to happen. And there's a reciprocal relationship between those. Because as you remember what happens, it defines who you are right now. As you define who you are right now, that changes that linear past. Same with the future. As you imagine that desired future, that changes who you are right now. As you assume and conceive of yourself as someone different right now, that changes that future. So what's the fastest track there with this law of reciprocity, with this cause and effect? Create a frame, an imagined or a remembered frame, ideal frame, like that powerful creator talked about, that's on our channel, that she created this idea of a reunion with her boyfriend. And it doesn't matter whether she inserted that in the past, a reunion she's remembering, or in the future, one that will be. It's both the same because now she's changing who she is, right? She's that free and happy person that created that event where she got reunited. She changed who she was, but at the same time, she inserted that frame. Whether you insert it here or here, doesn't matter, or here in the present. It doesn't matter where you insert it, it's reciprocal, and it changes everything. Whew. Powerful lesson today. When you insert a new frame in your remembered linear past or linear future, a new frozen frame of light, a potential of light, all potential, when you insert that anywhere, right? That's powerful. You rethread your linear physical reality or experience, and that changes all frames in your experience. Do you see it? As you do that, it changes all of these frames. All the other frames around it. It changes your present, it changes your future, it changes your past. All frames are changed as you rethread reality, which at the same time, hear this, changes who you were, who you will be in space and time. It also changes who you are, who you are, who you were, and who you will be. It changes everything. One new frame, hear this, one new powerful, perfect frame of what you would like things to be or would have liked things to be. It's sort of it's the idea of imagining, it's an idea of revision or imagining your wish fulfilled all together, but simplifying it in this idea that you can insert that frame anywhere. One new frame inserted into your remembered past or imagined future changes everything. Try it. Mind-blowing imaginal technique that makes your reality magical. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel. We're announcing today, we're going to come out with that announcement. It will be posted on the community board May 26th, Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Coast Standard Time. I'm going to come to you live right here from the studios of Be Something Wonderful to cover the questions and comments and topics that you've been sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com. Keep sending your questions and topics. We'll get there. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check it out. There's a link below. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.